Hi guys, welcome to Break and Build channel. If you are watching this video, that means YouTube algorithm has suggested you this video. So thanks to YouTube algorithm, and I would like to welcome you all. You are the one of the first viewers who have visited my channel. So thanks to you. A bit background about the channel before starting the video. So this channel is basically all about the data and the product. So we will be talking about the data, product, tech, the things that are basically required to run any app. So we will be talking about that. And so if you are an aspiring data analyst, business analyst, product manager, then you should watch this video as we'll be covering all the essential skills that are needed you to get into a good job. Yeah, so that will be a background of the channel. If you are basically falls into any of the categories that I mentioned, you can subscribe to the channel. We will be covering all the essential skills. So that will prepare you for the interviews and for the job. Yeah. So yeah, let's quickly start the video without wasting much time. So the first video is related to the roadmap for learning the SQL. So what exactly is the SQL? SQL is nothing but a language to have a conversation with the databases. So let's say if you are talking with your friend in English or Hindi or Marathi, that means you are using some language, right? So that is exactly same. So SQL is exactly same as any other language. You are just learning that language to communicate with the databases. Syntax is different. Syntax is different, but yeah, but you have to work on the logic and then you just have to learn the syntax. That is the only thing that is required for basically getting command on any language. Yep. So if you are in analytics field, that you will need there you will need the SQL cell. If you are learning the data science, ML, AI, there also you will need the SQL cell. And for the software development also, SQL is used, but not on a very larger scale. But yeah, for the interaction with the databases and creating the queries, you will need the SQL. So why SQL matters for you? Like if you like what I told you earlier. If you are in analytics field or you wanting to be, then SQL is a skill that you have to get command on. It is a most asked language in the interviews if you are appearing for an analyst interview. So yeah, you have to basically prepare for the queries that in most of the interviews you will be asked about the queries, and yeah, so that is something that you need to get command on. What exactly we will be learning in this series. So first we will start with the basics like the select, where, order by fundamentals. Then we will move on to some advanced concepts. At the end we will be covering the window function that is considered as the most advanced concept. So yeah, in this series we will be covering all the major things that can be used in your interviews. SQL in real world scenario. So in a job, when if you are working with any dashboard, like your manager has asked to create any dashboard for a campaign, so you will have to use SQL or the similar language to basically build that. Similarly, if you have run any experiment, so let's take an example. You have run an like you are running an experiment for 20% of the users of the company. So let's say in the 20% of users, you give a screen A to a certain section of people and screen B to a certain section of people. Let's call them category and category B. So now if you want to analyze that and if you're storing that results in the databases, then to basically fetch the results, you have to use the SQL, and whatever your manager asks you, then basis on that you have to write the query and give him or her the results. So how are we going to practice? First, we will be basically solving the lead code and some hard questions on a SQL platform. And then once we get better on the query writing, then we will be proceeding with the projects. So that will be the roadmap. who will benefit the most? The aspiring product managers, as this is the aspiring product managers generally start with a job title product analyst. So they have to basically write the queries to find the results from the databases and present it to the stakeholder. So that's where it becomes an essential skill for the data enthusiast, like the data analyst, business analyst, and then what you call data scientist. That is an essential skill. Student and earlier career professionals, like who are still exploring the fields, that this skill will be helpful. Yeah. So yeah, let's start with the first thing, like the select statement. So one website that we will be using one is DataLemur. So yeah, this is one of the good website that I have found out. So we will be using this. So first thing is select the SQL. So basically SQL select statement. So if you have ever used C++ or C language, there is a printf function and cout function, right, to print the things. Similarly, in this SQL, we have a select statement that basically prints out the column that you need. So if we can have an example. So yeah. Yeah, so this is how it works, like select, or you have to write the select whichever columns you wants to output. You have to write the columns name. If there are multiple columns, you have to separate them with a comma. And in the last, you have to write the table name from table name, and then you have to put the semicolon. Semicolon is not a mandatory thing, but it's good to have a better readability. Yeah. So let's see if we can find a question on this. I'm not sure if we can find this much easy questions on the LeetCode. So there is one more website. If like we want to really start from the very basics, so you can follow this website of W3 schools. We will be referring the DataLemur website, but if you're comfortable with W3, you can use W3. So see, this is the example. Select star from customers. So if you want to output an specific column name, then you have to write the column name. Otherwise, if you want to output all the columns, you have to use the star. Let's start try it by ourselves. So I'll select star from customers. Run the SQL query. We have got all the columns here. Now let's see if we want to output customer name only in the output. So replace star. Yeah, so we have got all the we have got the customer name column here. Similarly, if you want multiple columns, then what was the other column name? I don't remember. Let's see. Customer ID. Let's output address. Yeah. So we have got the customer name and address. So if the manager, so suppose uh you're working in a sales company and your manager asks you who are our customers and like from where are we getting the sales, right? So we can basically get uh, we can basically run this query to get the customer names and the address, and then do the further analysis to basically identify the region from where we are getting the sales. Yep, so this is the select statement. I guess for the start this one is enough. You just use this W3 school to get your hands on the selected statement, try multiple things that that you can think like that might go wrong. So let's say one of the use cases, can you use the column name? Can you use the numerical value as a column thing? So let's say I will explain what I'm trying to say. Yeah, so these all columns we have customer ID, customer name, contact name, address, and so on. So let's say if I use one in place of customer ID, so this is the first column, second column, third column, fourth column, right? So if I use the index value instead of the column name, is that going to work, right? So just try this scenario on your own and try of multiple scenarios that you think if this is possible or not, right? Just try to think multiple scenarios and try it on your own so that you can build the logical thinking and so that you will not fear out to try out new things. Yeah. So that is your homework, and if you found any uh, interesting edge case, you can let us know in the comments. So for the fellow students as well. Yeah. So that's all for the first video. Thanks all for the watching. Yeah. Thanks. Bye.